In this tutorial, we will try to understand how we can paste data from child component to parent component in our Lightning Web components using custom events. So, what is custom events? Before understanding custom events, let's try to understand what is events. Events are mainly used for component communications. So there are different type of events available in Lightning Web components, but particularly when we are talking about custom events are mainly used when we want our child to send data to our parent component. So custom event is used to make the communication from child component to parent component. So how we will create a custom event? So just to understand it, let's suppose we have a child, okay, where we have a one input, and as the user puts any data in the input and clicks the send button, whatever the data he has put it in the input, the same thing will be sent to the parent component. Okay, so to create a event in a custom in a your child component, what you have to do, you have to use custom event constructor. Once you have created your custom event constructor, then the next thing is to dispatch your event. To dispatch an event, we will call event target dot dispatch event method, which will help us to dispatching our event. So when we are talking about creating a constructor for our custom event, the one of the most important required parameter for is the event type. What will be the event type that you have defined there? And whatever the data you have to pass to your parent component, you have to set it in detail property. Okay, we will look into it further later. So once you have done with your custom event constructor and dispatch event, the next thing is how we can listen that event in a parent component. So there are two ways, either via HTML markup that we called it as declarative. For this, we are using on keyword with our what event type that you have defined, and the second method is called JavaScript using event listener, that we can use add event listener. So I will recommend you used as a declarative point of view. So without doing so much delay, let's see its implementation part. Okay. So what we will do here, first we will create our child component. So let's create first our child component. So I give it a name as child. So once your child component is created, let's create an lightning input. Okay. So this is the input where we are passing something. So let's suppose label is enter data to pass. Okay. And the next thing is to handle the change also. Let's create a on change event, and here we will say that handle change. Handle change. Okay. Now the next thing what I will do, I will create one more lightning button. On the click of this button, we will passing the data to our parent component. So let's suppose label equals to send, and on click, what we will do, we will say handle click. Okay, handle click. So this is all done with our HTML part. Let's go to the JS part. So we have two functions here. The first is one is handling the changes in the input. Okay. And the next thing is on the click of the event, we are calling our custom event and then dispatching it. Okay. So to track the value, what we will do, we will create message. Okay. And on the change of it, we will say this dot message equals to event dot target dot value event. Okay. Now this is the most important part. Here we will call our constructor first, as we discussed earlier on the slides that To create a custom event, the first thing is create your constructor. So let's suppose I say it as new custom event. Oh, sorry, new custom event. Okay. And the most important thing, if you see here, you have to define the string type that is your event type. So let's suppose I say it as child event. Okay. And the second part is called detail, where whatever the data we want to pass. So if you see here, what we are going to pass whatever the value that user puts in the input. Okay. Okay, I have done something wrong here. Okay, it's event.target.value. Okay, so this is the message that we are going to pass. So just copy paste it here. Okay, so let's give it a name. So const evt. This is my event. Okay. The next thing is we have to dispatch this event. So as we discussed earlier, to dispatch an event, we have to use event target dot dispatch event. So this dot dispatch event. Okay. And what will be our event? It's EVT. Okay. So we are all done with our child LWC. Just deploy this. Okay. The next thing is that we have to create a parent component and we will try to listen this event, whatever the event that is going from the child component, we will try to listen that event in our parent component. So let's build our parent component also. So I'm just putting it as parent. Okay. Okay. So let's create a card first. So lightning card. Okay. Now what we want here. So as we discussed earlier also, we want to paste the data from child to parent. So what we will do, first we will call our child component here. So to calling our child, okay. Now the next thing is that as we discussed earlier also in the slides, if you see there also, so what we mentioned that we have to use on keyword. So we uses on. And in the JS, what will be our event type? It's child event. Just copy here and just paste it here. And to listen this, we will create a handler for this. Handle, or we say listen event. Okay. Now, whatever the data that is coming from the child, we want to display it here. So we say that message received from child, and we say it as child message. Okay, now go to its JS part and we will go and listen this event. So this is the portion where we are going to listen our event, and go to this is the property where we are going to set our values. So what we will do, we will default, we will provide it as waiting. Okay, now to listen the event, we have done in the markup that on and then event type. Okay, so whatever the value that is coming from child component, if you want, you have to use just event dot detail. So whatever the value that you have sent from the child component, we can access using event dot detail. And what we are going to do, we will setting whatever the value that is coming from child to this child message. So what we have to do, this dot child message equals to event dot detail. Okay, so we almost done with our child component and parent component. So go to the meta XML file, make our component as visual. Okay, and I want it as available for my app page. So just use targets and set target. Okay, and I want it make to my app page. Okay, and just deploy this. So as we earlier deploy our child component, so just deploy our parent component also. So my components are deployed. Just go to component page. So this is my app page. Here I want to make my available component. So go to the edit page and let's see our parent. Yeah, here it is. Go to the parent and click save. Okay, just go back. So if you see here, right now the message is in waiting status. So let's say child says, "Hey, I'm a child." And once he clicks this button, the message will be received in our parent component. Let's see it is received or not. You see there? Hey, I'm a child. So this is how the custom event help us to send the data from child component to parent component. I will show one more thing here. So there might be a requirement where you have to send more than one data. Okay, so how will you do that? Right now we are just sending the message. So let's suppose if we want to send more data. Okay, so how we will do this? So let's suppose mm, what I want here. So the first thing is whatever the message that we are sending, and the second thing, just say, mm, I'm a child. I'm a child component. Okay, these are the two things which I want to pass. Okay, so what we will do here, just do one thing. As you see, go to detail again. Okay, or just say that the message is this dot whatever the message we are passing. Okay, and the next thing is okay, this dot message. Okay, let's we see here. Okay, let's put it here. Okay, so in the message, what we are going to this dot message, and the next thing that we are going to pass is just say another message. Give it any name. It's up to you guys. Another message, and in the another message, I'm just passing my okay. Might be it's going as a string. Just remove this another message, and another message. I'm just passing it as I'm a child. I'm a child component. Okay. Mm, did I do something wrong? Okay. Okay. Yeah. You have to pass something like this. Okay. So these are the two messages. These are the two messages that I want to listen in my parent component. So the first thing is called message, and this the second one is called another message. So go to the here, and let's suppose what I will say another message also. So second message, and okay, and what we will do here, just go to second message also and go to your parent.js and say it is also waiting. Okay, okay. So it is also in waiting status. So these are the two values that we want to take from our child component and display in our parent component. So the first one is child message, okay, and the second one is called second message. So this dot just second message, okay, and you have to use event detail again here. Now the thing that is changed here. So if you want to listen particular this value message and another message, just you have to do one thing. Just go to parent message and just say event dot detail dot message, okay, and for the second one, what is the value we are going to listen? Another message. So go to parent.js and just say event.detail.second message, and we are done. Just deploy this and deploy your child component also, and let's see, do we able to listen both the values or not in our parent component. So go again here, just refresh the page. So okay, message received from, oh, just do one thing. mm, what we will do here, go to HTML part, just give a break tick. Okay, and what we say, second message. Okay, so just deploy it. So let's see here. Okay, so right now both are in waiting status. Just say I'm just passing again, I'm a child. And when you clicks on this button send, if you see here, whatever the input that we are passing, we are sending to this property, and the second message that we randomly pass as a I'm a child component, it is listen here. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this, please like and subscribe, and please help us. If you want some more videos on a particular topic, please comment in the comment section. And that's all. Thank you for joining this.